All right, Adrian, who we got on the show?
So we have our friend Tisha from the Fish, but I'm going to read a quick little intro. There's some fun facts about how she got here to Hawaii. So our guest is originally from Durango, Colorado, and she's a
Woohoo!
graduate of Lelehua in Wahiwa. They moved to Hawaii when she was in 10th grade, but after about 6 months, they became homeless and lived at the Haleiwa Beach Park in a tent. She'd worked at St. Francis Medical Center as an anesthesia technician and started going to church and was hired to be a youth pastor. She became a singles pastor years after, and then later on, a women's pastor. And in 2014, she was asked to join the team at Salem with 95.5 The Fish.
All right, welcome.
Welcome to our
Yeah.
Friday Live.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
So we kind of heard this story, but tell us. I don't know. Did you want to add in anything more about how you ended up coming here to Hawaii?
Oh gosh, my mom was a bartender all of my life. Bartender, cocktail waitress. She, you get tips that day. You get cash. She would come home around 1 o'clock. My brother and I, 70s, latchkey kids. My mom would come home around 1 o'clock in the morning. We'd be sleeping, and out of her bra would come all these dollar bills, and she would just do this,
Yeah.
and lay all the dollar bills on the bed, and we would just be so giddy, and we were like, "Oh, how much money did you get?" And we counted all. We put all the heads the right way, and it was like, "You made $60 tonight, Mom." We would be all stoked, and so then my uncle, I was about like in 10th grade, and my uncle called my mom and said, "Why don't you move to Hawaii from Albuquerque, New Mexico? Bring your two kids." I was in 10th grade. My brother was in 8th grade, and we'll make millions. So my mom, she is the strongest human being I've ever met. She had, oh gosh, the strength to sell her house, sell stuff, get airplane tickets, move to Hawaii. I mean, you can look it out on the map. It's just crazy. She had the guts to do that. And so grabbed her two kids and my mom, we moved in with my uncle. And 6 months later, just by my mom and my uncle kind of getting into a tiff. And the job was going door to door selling life insurance. So she went from a bartender making money every single day, and then you're trying to sell somebody life insurance, and then you have to wait for all that to happen. And they got in a little tiff, and we're Hispanic. You don't have to tell us once. You tell us to get out, we're out. And so that's exactly what happened with my mom. And we lived, my brother and I and my mom, 2 nights in a tiny 2-door car, and about 150 mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And then the next door neighbor heard about it because my brother and their son were friends. And so she drove down 45 minutes from Wahiwa all the way to Haleiwa Beach Park and said, "You guys are moving in with us. There's no way I can have you guys living out here." And my mom, Hispanic, "There's no way. We're not going to burden you." And then the lady, her name is Becky, got in her car, drove all the way back to Wahiwa, drove all the way back, opened her door, and out came a tent. And we set that up in the middle of the beach park, not even next to the water, because we're from the mainland. We don't know how to do stuff like that. We sat in the grass, and 3 pieces of luggage, and my mom, my brother, and myself, we lived in that tent for about a month and a half. We took cold showers, but it felt like, I don't know, I was a daughter to my mom, and I remember walking behind her and going, how does she feel knowing that she can't afford us a home? So I didn't complain. I just was not going to I wasn't going to make matters worse. And I got to tell you, oh my gosh, there were so many ways that we watched God provide. One was we were in Waikiki on empty, needing to get back. My mom was trying to get another bartender job, trying to, get back to Haleiwa on empty. And my uncle had my mom a check. He owed her some money. We went into First Hawaiian. I stood behind my mom and I heard, "Sorry, ma'am, insufficient funds." And oh my gosh, it was like a gut punch. I walked behind my mom and I was like sitting there going, what are we going to do? We got to get back to our tent. My brother is there. We have no gas. And I opened up the door, no joke, 1984, opened up the door and there was a $10 bill on the ground and it felt like $100. I was like, Mom, no joke. We went to 7 burritos. We filled up that car because it was like $1.21 a gallon, made our way to Haleiwa Beach Park. And I tell you, we never got like $1,000, $50,000. It was always just like 10s and 20s. And then McDonald's, crazy. Can I continue or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Then this is the craziest thing. 1984, McDonald's and Olympics, they joined forces. They decided every time a gold medalist gets a gold, or one of the Olympians gets a gold, silver, or a bronze, we'll give away certain things. So bronze, French fries, the silver, okay, you're going to get a hamburger. But if you get gold, we're going to give you the whole meal. Oh my gosh, 1984, they got the most gold medals in 1984. Now, I think it was 2016, they went above it. But in 1984, it was crazy. If you Wikipedia Olympics and McDonald's, you'll actually see there was like, because there were so many of the Olympians getting gold and so many people getting free food from McDonald's, they're like, we can't do that again. But we were part of it. I mean, there are gold medalists that have no idea that their win was feeding my brother, myself, and my mom in Wahiawa. Their gold like rippled across the ocean. We're standing in line at McDonald's and we're redeeming this card and we're getting French fries, a hamburger, and a drink. And we were provided for in that way at that time. So many ways I just watched. And at that time, to be honest, our relationship with God, there wasn't really a relationship. We just kind of just watch the provision. And then what happened after is Becky, who we did not even know. The sons, my brother and her son, knew each other. Becky kept on coming every week for 4 weeks. She came. The last week, she's just crying. She goes, something's going to happen to Tisha. Something's going to happen to you. Something's going to happen to Brad. And it's going to be bad. You have no idea what you guys are doing. Every night, 3 pieces of luggage, 3 people underneath the tent in Haleiwa. Nothing happened to us, but that last time she came with tears on her face, my mom said yes. And 3 of us, we drove all the way back to Wahiawa, 2 doors away from where my uncle lived. And we lived with Becky for about 2 months. Wow. And my mom made the best Mexican food and she cleaned her house. Now, if you know my mom's cleaning, she cleans corner to corner, ceiling to ceiling. I don't mean this in a derogatory way at all, but Spanish people, Mexican people, us brown people, and I know other people do too, but there's like cleaning is in our blood. We love to clean. Yeah. So Becky was blessed. We were very blessed, and her family, we are forever, like in love with them and gratitude towards them, what they did. And then we ended up moving in Wahiawa, Ojai Street. There's like a 1-bedroom apartment we were finally able to get. And it was right next to Jack in the Box. And so there is a ministry called Surfing the Nations, and they bought that apartment building, and they now are doing ministry where my brother and my mom and I lived for a short bit. Yeah, it was really cool.
We've had Surfing the Nations on our Friday Live, and we've had them on the radio.
Wow.
So it's a small island. It's a great ministry to be
loved
to.
Yeah.
There was some family involved with them, and they came and sold a home, and they came and helped, and so it was awesome. That was our intake to them. But so you want to thank Becky, you want to thank the Olympics, and you want to thank McDonald's.
and I got to thank God. Yeah. I got to
thank God.
Us. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was interesting. The McDonald's, that was actually the most expensive promotion in the history of the franchise. They actually lost a lot of money.
They lost a lot of money.
They were basing it on the Montreal Olympics, which they got 34 golds. But because Russia and some of the powerhouses were boycotting the Olympics and the U.S. was there, they ended up, where did I see it over here? They ended up getting
64, I think.
Yeah, it was like 70. It was like almost double the amount of gold medals.
Oops.
And they ran out of Big Macs.
Oh no.
So thank goodness things will all work out for a reason. Let's talk
I
about
think, yeah, I very thankful to McDonald's, very thankful for 1984 and
yeah,
every Olympian that is doing what you and Adrian do. And that
yeah,
is, you challenge your body, you challenge your spirit, you challenge your heart to be your best.
yeah. So let's fast forward to today. You're on-air host for 95.5 FM, The Fish.
Yeah.
What do we call it? The Joyride with Tisha. So what? Tell us. People. Maybe there are people. We want to bring you some new listeners. We want to bring you
Yeah,
some
thank
new
you.
listeners. So what can they expect on the show?
Oh gosh, what you just saw if you watch the video. um, I my heart is to have fun. I just feel like it's about making sure that you super size fun and super size joy, because there's so much going on in the world. It doesn't mean that we just, unicorns and cotton candy and rainbows. No, it's just the reality. It's too easy for us because we're human beings to see the hard sides. And then all of a sudden we're filled with negativity, and we're filled with fear and doom and gloom. And it takes intentionality to begin to see the bright side and see hope and see that this situation that I'm walking through, this storm, this pain, this difficulty is a time, and it's a moment. And there's things that I can learn about myself. So I talk about current stuff, trending stuff. I talk about how to drop 2 pounds, 5 pounds, how to get better sleep, how to be a proactive lover
Yeah.
with people around you. Yeah. And just simple little ways.
All
One way is
all positive,
yeah,
happy, enthusiastic things
yeah.
is what you're going to hear from Tisha.
Yeah, one way is just something silly, but it's pretty deep. And I don't know, a lot of people do it, but somebody challenged me to do it. When you're driving, it's so easy to kind of look around, and somebody maybe like gets too close to your car or whatever, and it's like, So it's like changing that. And he had said, what he does, I do. When I'm driving and that person's driving by, you don't let them know that you're doing this. So it sounds kind of weird, but try it if you want to. But it's just, you just look over like a friend, and you just under your breath, you go, I love you.
Yeah.
I love you. And so you're driving, but you're not like, I love you. And they're like, okay, this person's
Like,
weird,
Call the cops. I need a restraining order. No.
Yeah, you don't want a good guy. Yeah, you can pull over. It's just as you're driving, you're just going, I love you.
Yeah.
And if something happens inside of you that, it enlarges the generosity of the humanity part of us, that we feel like, life sucks, people suck. And oh my gosh, everybody's bad. And it's like that everybody and nobody comes into our vernacular and the way we talk. And then it just makes us be crabby people. And I'm always telling myself, at 90 years old, at the end of my life, do I want to be the crabby old lady, or do I want to be the cookie lady in my neighborhood, giving cookies away? Do I want to be the crabby, oh, you kids suck, or do I want to give cookies away? So that's my challenge.
Yeah, everybody find joy in the world. So speaking of finding joy in the world, you guys have you got a website, Finding Freedom Ministries.com. What is that about?
So my husband and I, 25 years ago when we met, I felt like, it's a ministry, it's a nonprofit. It helps people. Our ministry, we want to stand beside people to help them find peace in the middle of their stress and their mess. There's things that happen to us, the stresses of life, that it's the outward that governs our inward instead of our inward governing our outward. It's like allowing that person to go, okay, that's a stress that comes in, or a mess that I make, something I said, something that I did that I know, I shouldn't have said that or did that. This is my own mess. I own it. So it's coming in and going, how do I find peace in the midst of my stress and my mess? And we're talking about fears of rejection. I'm talking about bitterness. I'm talking about unforgiveness. We're talking about rage, that kind of stuff that comes inside, where I can go, wait a minute, only manage me. I can only bring healing to my own heart. I would love to help everybody else, but let me be a healed person that heals others.
And that's a good message.
So
Go ahead, Adrian.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, Adrian, go ahead. Go ahead, Adrian.
Oh, I mean, I'm listening. So how did you guys decide to start this this ministry, and how could our viewers get involved?
Okay, so we got some free stuff on our website, findingfreedomministries.com. Thank you for having that up. We got free resource. I'm all about free. I love giving stuff away. So basically right now, if you have an altercation with somebody, and it could be your child, or you just want to wring their neck, but you just need to decompress and go, okay, help me see the bigger picture. Go on that tab, go to free resources. We got some stuff on there, just really how to find, some freedom in regards to the anger or the fear. Sometimes we have fear with our boss, fear with our fear with people around us. So basically what we're going to do is we have filmed 10 30-minute messages that will go into small groups. So right now that's where we're at. The manual's already been written. It's now being tweaked, and then it's going to be printed. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to go into churches, and we're going to sell it to the pastor, and then they're going to go to their small groups and do it. But it could then also, if you want a small group to go through it, almost like Psy that you guys went through. Is it called Psy now still?
Yeah.
PSI. Yep.
It's kind of like that, where you get a group of people, they sit down with the manual, they watch this, everything is laid out. We have written everything, the 30-minute message is there, but right now we just have some stuff that is free as we continue to hone this. We're about 85% done, close to 90% done, and we are just so excited. If you can tell, I just am about to burst out of my skin because it's been probably a 3-year with the filming and the writing of the manual, and then just getting all of our graphic artists making everything really pretty. So
it's coming to a church near you very soon.
Coming to a church near you. Well, we like to make these about the length of a TED Talk, which is 20 minutes. So we got about 2 minutes left. Adrian, we probably got time for maybe one more question. Go ahead, Adrian.
Well, I was just going to say we're super excited to also have you on our radio show this weekend.
Yeah.
And we had so much fun as well, hiking, going on that adventure in the rain.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Adrian, you got to give a shout out to your professional photographer.
Oh, yeah. Yes. You're also a double as a professional.
She's our social media person.
Photographer.
Man, I really love you guys. I think you guys are the coolest. And I mean, one takeaway when you spent 2 hours with me and you gave me your undivided attention, just really, and I don't think that you really meant to do that. You weren't like tapping the table and you weren't going, oh God, I'm trying to pay attention to this person or give her my attention. Yeah. But with that you gave me the affections that I believe that every human being on this planet longs for. So I thank you guys for that.
Well, here we are. Before you know it, it's over. Before it goes so quick when you're enjoying time with great people. So we're at the end of another Friday Live, and I guess, Adrian, what we want to make sure that everybody tunes in. What is it, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to?
Yes, tune in and hear what Tisha has to say, because it's
95.5
positive and uplifting. So tune in to her on the fish and get some positivity during your drive home.
All right, and we're going to go out with our little fancy outro video. Here we go.
Love you guys.